Welcome to the thrill and the glory, the grudges that give basketball its edge. Picture the tension, a last-second leap and slam. The game-winning dunk over a rival that's more than just another player. They are the nemesis that fuels the fire of competition. NBA fans, fasten your seatbelts. We're not just flipping through the pages of history, we're sinking our teeth into the top 10 NBA player feuds that metamorphosed the court into the Coliseum. In the next 8 to 10 high-octane minutes, we're going to uncover the backstories, the blow-by-blow on-court clashes, and catch up with where these titans of the game stand as of today. So come along for a drama-packed journey, and remember, your favorite rivalry might just sneak up on you from the #1 spot. And what's a great game without some fan interaction, right? Welcome to Dunk Dynasty, your one-stop shop for everything NBA past, future, and present. So, make sure to comment below on which of these titanic tussles had you glued to the screen. 1. The Cold War Bill Laimbeer vs. Michael Jordan. Let's turn back the clock to the hardwood battlefields of the late 80s and early 90s, where the bad boys of Detroit Pistons ruled the roost with ferocity, and the Chicago Bulls, led by none other than his airness, Michael Jordan, were on the rise. The Pistons' enforcer, Bill Laimbeer, wasn't holding back, dishing out hard fouls and bruising egos with a steely glare. And who often took the brunt? Michael Jordan, of course. Do we all remember the headhunts? Those no-holds-barred shoves from Laimbeer that sent MJ crashing to the floor? The drama didn't just make highlight reels, it rewrote the rulebook. That's right, because of this rivalry, the NBA was propelled to implement flagrant foul rules to protect its players, significantly changing the physical nature of the game. Years later, the retrospective views give us a glimpse into a more reflective Laimbeer, a stoic Jordan, and a dedicated fan base that still harbors heated debates. The embers of this rivalry haven't cooled, they've become the stuff of legend, a part of the very fabric of what we adore about basketball. 2. Shaq vs. Kobe, the battle of the Lakers Titans. There's a story told of two giants in the city of angels, co-authors of a dynasty but divided at the core. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, they were the pillars of the Los Angeles Lakers, lifting the team to NBA championships in tandem. But when the cameras were off and the glint of the trophies dimmed, their stormy relationship took center stage. An ego clash of epic proportions, Shaq with his irresistible force of personality, Kobe with his unyielding will to win. They couldn't have been more different on and off the court. The snide comments, the public spats, and what felt like a cold war behind the scenes, it was a tale of two titans who couldn't see eye to eye. The questions lingered long after their parting. What could have been if they'd stayed together? Could they have established an even more prolonged reign over the NBA? Today, Shaq and Kobe have found new roles. Their paths have diverged, but the undeniable respect they hold for each other's talent has slowly seeped into their narratives. 3. Beef in Beantown, Rajon Rondo vs. Ray Allen. The 2008 Boston Celtics, where to start? A brotherhood forged in the pursuit of greatness, soured by conflict, personified by Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen. When Allen made his exit to the rival Miami Heat, it felt like the ultimate betrayal, a narrative fit for a Shakespearean drama. The move wasn't just about one player shifting teams, it sent shockwaves through the NBA's approach to player movement. This clash challenged the code of brotherhood that teams like the 2008 Celtics stood for, and the fallout. Well, it stained the pages of Beantown's storied franchise and rippled out into the league's fluid trade dynamics. So where do Rondo and Allen stand now? They've drifted into different chapters, their paths occasionally crossing, with the competitive fire undeniably still lingering in the air amidst murmurs of reconciliation. 4. Reggie Miller vs. Spike Lee, the trash-talking extravaganza. Now for a feud with a twist. Imagine your most vocal critic, not a rival player, but a celebrity superfan, perched courtside with a front-row seat to your every move. Enter Reggie Miller, Indiana Pacers legend, and Spike Lee, filmmaker extraordinaire and New York Knicks aficionado. Their colorful rivalry wasn't limited to bragging rights between teams, it was personal. The taunts, the jeers, and that unforgettable moment when Miller lit up Madison Square Garden, signaling choke at Lee, encapsulated the essence of their tete-a-tete. Their back and forth extended beyond the court, sparking a media frenzy that elevated it to a cultural phenomenon. Nowadays, the two seem to exchange nothing more than light-hearted banter, a testament to how deeply this rivalry is ingrained in NBA history. 5. Russell Westbrook vs. Patrick Beverley, the never-ending grudge. Now let's fast forward to a current-day clash marked by ferocity and persistence. Russell Westbrook of triple-double fame against the scrappy, tenacious Patrick Beverley. The genesis of this enduring feud? A hustle play gone wrong, resulting in a knee injury for Westbrook. It's a moment ingrained in NBA fans' memories and the tipping point for a saga that only grew with each subsequent face-off. Westbrook, with his explosive athleticism, and Beverley, with his dogged defense, were bound to collide. It wasn't only their playing styles at odds, but their uncompromising attitudes. Each matchup, not just a game, but a personal battle, adding a layer of intensity to the league. Have they patched things up? Do they laugh it off now? That seems unlikely. The competition remains as fierce as ever, despite tides of change in the dynamic NBA landscape. 6. LeBron James vs. Joakim Noah, the Kingdoms clash. In the realm of NBA giants, LeBron James' kingdom spans far and wide, but every king has challengers. Joakim Noah, a relentless defender, dared to contest LeBron's court. Their skirmishes weren't marked merely by physicality, but by psychological warfare. Each encounter a duel of immense proportions. Remember the verbal jabs, the mocking celebrations, and the sheer intensity of their every encounter. Noah's contempt wasn't whispered, it was declared. Every Bulls-Cavaliers game became a chapter in this feud that captivated fans and stoked the fire of rivalry throughout the Eastern Conference. As the dust settled, with LeBron's trophy cabinet expanding and Noah hanging up his sneakers, their rivalry takes on a new sheen, a story of grudging respect amidst passionate conflict. 7. The Big Aristotle vs. The Big Ticket Shaq vs. Garnett. Two of the game's most influential personalities, both larger-than-life. Shaq the Big Aristotle O'Neal and Kevin the Big Ticket Garnett. Their heavyweight bouts were not just battles of brawn but showcases of mind games and character clashes, each seeking dominance over the painted area and beyond. Talk about throwdowns and stare-downs. Their contention was as much about athleticism as it was about mental fortitude, each trying to psyche out the other with clever banter and imposing presences. But has the passage of time and the evolution of their outside interests led to a ceasefire? Or do the echoes of their confrontation still resonate to this day? In retirement, they've both found ways to keep influencing the game, occasionally circling back to their iconic matchups with a smile, perhaps hinting at a mutual admiration that has stood the test of time. 8. Chris Paul vs. Blake Griffin Lob City fallout. The high-wire act known as Lob City promised the Los Angeles Clippers fans spectacle. At the helm were Chris Paul, the maestro conductor, and Blake Griffin, the high-flying phenomenon. But divergent paths to victory and leadership styles ignited friction, causing a fissure in their on-court chemistry. Reports of clashes off the court, disagreements in practice, and an eventual divide were evident. Their relationship grew so strained that it seemed to underscore their custody of the Clippers' future, an era that dissolved abruptly with trade sending them each in starkly new directions. Today, have Paul and Griffin patched things up? Have they buried the hatchet, or does competition still quietly brew between them? It seems that the spotlight of Lob City has dimmed, but its former stars continue to orbit each other, linked by shared history and individual ambitions. 9. Paul Pierce vs. LeBron James East Coast showdown. Paul Pierce, the embodiment of Celtics pride, versus LeBron James, the force of a generational talent. This was more than just a rivalry, it was the East Coast showdown that dictated the narrative of the NBA's Eastern playground for a good part of a decade. Their vendetta was personified in the playoffs, the intensity of their encounters boiling to the surface with every stare down and every clutch shot. Remember Pierce's block on LeBron? It was a moment that sent ripples through the league, symbolizing the depths of their competitiveness. Now, as LeBron continues to chase glory on the court and Pierce shares his insights from the commentators' table, their encounters are retold, each adding a layer to their legacies long after the final whistle. 10. Kevin Durant vs. Russell Westbrook, the Broken Brotherhood. The tale of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook is a saga of betrayal, loyalty, and intertwined destiny. The Oklahoma City Thunder, an electric duo that seemed destined to scale the NBA's heights together. And then, the breakup. Durant's move to the Golden State Warriors was a narrative pivot, turning brothers in arms into foes. Their bond, once unbreakable, appeared fractured beyond repair, each subsequent matchup fraught with tension. The Twitterverse picked sides, fueling speculation and adding subtext to every exchange. Their legacy, bound by time spent together and pulled apart by ambition, continues to evolve. Questions linger: have they mended fences, or does the heart of their contention beat just as fiercely? Only time, the gentle healer, will perhaps soften the sharp edges of this story of NBA brothers turned rivals. Now it's your turn. Have your say. Who do you think is the NBA's biggest rivalry? Who have we missed? And who would you put head-to-head in the ultimate showdown? Remember, in the basketball realm, allies can become adversaries in just a heartbeat. A trade, a pivotal game, or a single moment in time can rewrite the playbook. Thanks for tuning in, and smash that like button if you're all about the high-stakes drama of NBA rivalries. And hey, before you go, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. We're diving into even more untold stories of the NBA, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.